This visual project aims to reinterpret the male gaze theory, articulated in Laura Mulvey's 1975 essay, Visual Pleasure and Narrative Cinema, through an experimental cinematic language. Mulvey argues that classical Hollywood cinema, rooted in Freudian psychoanalysis, systematically positions women in a secondary role, reducing them from active narrative subjects to static and aestheticized objects of visual pleasure designed for the male gaze. The male gaze theory explains this mechanism of visual pleasure through two fundamental psychoanalytic processes: voyeurism and fetishistic scopophilia. Voyeurism is based on the instinctual pleasure derived from secretly watching a woman without her consent. In our video, the male character directly embodies the voyeuristic spectator. His gaze, reinforced through the use of point-of-view (POV) shots, forcibly positions the audience as observers watching the woman from behind a veil of secrecy, occupying a place of power and control. Fetishistic scopophilia, on the other hand, functions as a mechanism to neutralize the symbolic threat represented by woman, described in Freudian terms as castration anxiety. This process operates by transforming the woman into an idealized fetish object, either through the fragmentation of her body or through excessive beautification achieved by makeup, striking costumes, and strong lighting. The female character's ordinary and innocent actions, such as walking down a corridor, opening a door, or refreshing her makeup in the bathroom, become targets of this fetishistic gaze. The personal meaning of these actions is disregarded, and each moment is perceived as an aesthetic spectacle by the ever-observing eye. In this visual essay, the subjective point of view of the female character is almost entirely eliminated, while the male gaze is predominantly presented through point-of-view (POV) shots. This deliberate and unsettling choice forces the viewer into the position of the voyeur and confronts them with a visual moral dilemma. When the familiar, hidden, and normalized male spectator gaze is exaggerated, fragmented, and rendered nearly harassing on screen, it produces a sense of discomfort and alienation. This effect reveals the core of Mulvey's critique. Cinema is not a passive form of entertainment, but a site where patriarchal ideology and power are silently reproduced through the act of looking. By immersing the audience directly within this disturbing gaze, the project invites an active questioning of the comfortable yet ideologically charged visual pleasure offered by classical cinema and calls for a critical mode of spectatorship.